video, I'm going to show you how I turn some thrifted items into some Christmas presents for my grandkids. I have 4 grandkids. I have Briley, Carson.
When it's Christmas time, I light up a fire, gather friends and family.
Riot.
Have a bite to eat and some Christmas sweets, chilling out and watch TV.
And Addison. We call her Addie.
Fingertips, making up some fancy rhymes. So fancy. Just got some.
And over the last several months, I have purchased each of them something special. Now, the one that I got, Riot, I've had for a very long time, even before he was born. My cat's over here in my Big Lots bag trying to eat my gingerbread house that we're about to put together. It's never a dull moment with her, y'all. For all of you who see Piper in my videos and thinks that she is very sweet and loving, she's really not, y'all. She does not like to be loved. She does not like to cuddle. Like right now, you see? she does not like it. But anyway, let's get into these flips, you guys, and let me show you how I turn them into beautiful gifts for my grandkids. Okay, y'all, the first thing that I'm going to work on is this little magazine rack, or that's what it originally was, I guess, or book rack, I'm not really sure. But what I'm using it for is going to be a little coloring book or a little book holder for my little grandson Carson. I paid $1 for this at a garage sale several months ago. I just think I forgot to show that in a haul. But anyway, I did purchase this at a yard sale not too long ago. And I'm being kind of lazy because I'm pressed for time on some of these projects. So I decided to spray paint this. I can get it done a lot faster. And then I'm going to distress it. Kara is my oldest daughter, and she has 3 of my 4 grandkids. She has Briley, Carson, and Addie, so I'm trying to be mindful of that when I do little projects for their gifts. I want things that are kind of smaller and that are space saving for them, things that they can grow into, and things that are actually practical and that they can use, and I know that they will enjoy them also.
Just got something fun for my special one, but my love don't cost a dime. Waiting for Santa to come, he'll be knocking on my door. Treat the old and the young, I hear sleigh bells in the snow. Holding on to a bunch of reindeer, he'll be making his rounds, working harder for every year.
Okay, and the next thing that I'm going to work on is this little caddy. I don't know what it was used for originally, but I got it at a garage sale here a little while back, and it was part of a bundle deal, so I don't know exactly how much I paid for it, but not even $1, I don't think. It's kind of messed up on one end, so the first thing that I want to do before I do anything to it is get this secure and held in place, because a 3-year-old is going to be carrying this around and slinging it around and doing Lord knows what with it. So I want it to be good and secure. So I'm just trying to line everything back up and get some wood glue in there. I like to use the Gorilla wood glue, but I really want to get it glued so that it's nice and secure before I paint it.
When the Christmas spirit's all over town, I'm not one of them, the 3 wisest men, but I got an open heart. If you feel alone, just stop by my home. I don't care about who you are. If you make the trip, have a little sip, talking about the good old times, how they did it then, back in Bethlehem, when the legend came to life. I'm waiting for Santa to come, he'll be knocking on my door. Treat the old and the young, I hear sleigh bells in the snow. Holding on to a bunch of reindeer, he'll be making his rounds, working harder for every year. When the Christmas spirit's all over town. Wrapping up the gifts with my fingertips. sips, making up some fancy rhymes. So fancy. Just got something fun for my special one, but my love don't cost a dime. Waiting for Santa to come, he'll be knocking on my door. Treat the old and the young, I hear sleigh bells in the snow. Holding on to a bunch of reindeer, he'll be making his rounds. Working harder for every year, when the Christmas spirit's all over town.
Okay, now I'm going to work on this Goodwill find. It is a rocking horse that I picked up to upcycle for my grandson Riot. This thing, it's not in too bad of shape, but the yellow rope, it has to go because that looks like they put that on afterwards maybe. The little foot rest here, I want to stain it. This whole thing just needs a good sanding and a restain, and I'm going to try to put some new hair on this thing. Now that's going to be challenging because I honestly don't know what I'm doing. So I am going to just give it a good sand and use some dark walnut stain and try to figure out how I'm going to reattach some hair. So let's get busy with this little project. Oh, I did want to mention that I am going to be able to take this rocking horse completely apart. Most of it is all screwed in, and so I'm going to be able to take it apart and sand each piece really well and then stain it. So I think that that will give it a more finished look. So I'm super excited to get this project done and finished because I've had this rocking horse for quite a while. I bought it at Goodwill for $9.99 probably a year ago, and it's been in my storage shed. I just knew that I wanted to give this to one of my grandsons for Christmas, and this just happens to be the year that it gets worked on. Okay, I'm trying really hard to remove this hair in one piece so that I can kind of use it as a guide for when I put new hair on here. But y'all, this stuff was stuck and I had a hard time getting it off. I just end up using a pair of pliers and this little razor blade. And once you kind of looked down in there, if I could get my pliers a hold of that little strip, it would pull up pretty easy. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just get all of this out of that little crease where that hair was stuck in there. Okay, y'all, and then I'm going to start to sand, and don't let this one little 5-second clip fool you. I feel like I sanded for like 5 years on this project. But anyway, I do end up getting it sanded down the best that I can, but I never really get it completely down to raw wood. So I'm kind of nervous about how the stain is going to take to it. But anyway, here we go. That's the best I can get it, so that's what I'm going with. Okay, and here's just a little, I'm showing you a sample piece. I stained this one little piece just to make sure that the stain was actually going to take. Here's the back side, and I'm just showing you to kind of compare what it looks like before and then what it looked like with the stain. Because you can see that I had a hard time getting really down good in the wood. But anyway, I'm just going with it. I also, in the process of sanding, kind of tore this piece up. So I'm going to try to put this back together. I do end up taking little nails and wood glue and putting them in every little slot so that this will hold better. Since Riot will be on this and actually rocking and dragging it around, I want it to be good and secure, so I'm going to reattach it here with the little staples that was used, but I'm also going to put nails on each board and wood glue it. now since I've done a sample piece, I'm going to go ahead and start staining the rest. I'm just using this Minwax wood finish in the dark walnut. It is one of my favorites. You can make this as dark as you want. I'm going to put this on pretty heavy since I do have to cover up some of the old, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I had to do a kitchen table like this where it sanded, but it did not sand so much that it got down to raw wood. Like this one side here looks the best out of all of them as far as sanding goes. I was able to get it down to completely raw wood, and I do not know why I could not do the rest of them like that. I went through I don't know how many sheets of sandpaper to try and get it done, but it just wouldn't, and I was wore out, and it was cold here in Texas, so I decided to just get it as good as I could and come in and see if this stain would hold. It just takes a little bit longer to dry, so I'm just going to put the stain on pretty heavy and thick, and then I will go back and just lightly wipe it off because I do want it to stay this dark color. If you did not want it as dark, of course go with a lighter stain, but also put it on a lot lighter and really rub it hard to get more of the stain off if that's the look you're going for. Okay, and right here I am trying to decide what I want to do with the base. I wanted to kind of leave it like this raw wood, but y'all, I wasn't feeling it. I don't even know the words. I kept trying and trying to make it work, and it just didn't. So I always have some heirloom white by Rust-Oleum handy. So I decided to go spray paint the bottom. I just did not want it all to be stained and have the same look. I wanted a little bit of contrasting color. So I decided to go ahead and paint it this heirloom white and distress it really good. Okay, so for this tail and mane, I am going to attempt this little tassel thing that I got at Hobby Lobby in the clearance section a little while back. It was only $3.74, and y'all, this thing looked just like a horsetail to me. When I saw that, I thought, I'm going to try to make this work because it looks just like a horsetail. The only thing is I'm not sure if the mane is going to look right if I use yarn, so I'm going to try to figure out how I can use this tassel here and make a little bit of a mane so that it all matches. I'm not really sure, so I'm trying to pull out some of the yarn that I have on hand just to see if any of it would kind of coordinate together and look natural and look nice. I don't know. I'm just trying to see what will go with it and really make it kind of flow and look the same, because I didn't want to have a tail and then have the mane be different because that would just be weird. Okay, so what I decided to do is the rope part that was on here, I've just kind of undone it. Like, I've just taken it apart, untwisted it, whatever is the right word. I've just taken it, and I'm going to use this as the hair. I think that this will be cute. It's going to look all a little wiry, almost like horsehair, and then it's got these little things that are just like fraying at the end. And they end up turning out really cute, I think so. But what I'm doing is I'm just trying to cut these off, and I'm going to place them on the horse and staple them in there really good. And then I'm going to try my hardest to hide the staples by kind of puffing up some of that hair. Okay, and what I did on the tail is, of course, I just cut off this little end. I measured because I wanted it to be able to hang over the end. And then I untwisted it just a little bit and tucked it under there. I taped the ends so that they wouldn't fray so bad. I tucked it under and then I stapled it really good. Now I'm going to hide that in just a minute, like where you don't see a staple or any of the tape. I'm going to kind of use a little bit of extra leftover pieces that I have to kind of stick in there, hot glue in there and hide that. So that all will be kind of cleaned up and look really nice here in just a minute. Okay, so now I want to reattach the little rope back around his neck. And what I'm doing is I painted the hardware. I'm putting a little bit of tape around the end since this stuff does fray so easily, and I'm just going to trim it up. I'm going to bend it over and tuck it into that little piece of hardware so that it does not get out, and plus it makes it a little more snug and sticks in there better, so if he's pulling on it while he's riding it, it won't come out very easy. Okay, and next up is a gift for Addison, little Addie. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this $1 garage sale find here. It is like a picture that's in a window. It's like a little winter scene. It's got little snowmen. It's really cute, but it's definitely not my style. And I want to make something for Addie that is very practical because she loves to wear little bows. Kara's always putting little bows in her hair, and they're always everywhere. So I thought, I know I'm trying to be very mindful of what I do and make for Kara's family because I don't want to make something that's going to take up a lot of space. Like Kelsey and Josh for Little Riot, they have the space for that rocking chair, but Kara and them really don't. I mean, they got 3 kids and all the toys and stuff that go along with that. Y'all know how it is. So I'm trying to be mindful of that. So I thought, well, I will take out that little picture part of this window frame and I will turn this into a little bow holder for Addie. So that's what I do. I just begin taking the back off, and that thing gave me so much trouble. So now I'm just trying to get all the remnants of it off as much as I can. That thing was crazy. And then I'm just going to begin the mini coats of paint that I end up putting on this thing because I really wasn't sure what I was doing at first. It goes from being blue to being black to being yellow to just me texting Kara and her saying, no, we don't have anything yellow. I don't want it to be yellow. To me going back, sanding it and turning it my heirloom white. Like I should have just done that to begin with. But anyway, yeah, this one was quite interesting. Okay, now that we have painted it 50 million times, I have decided to bring it in and dress it up with just a little bit of pink bow. My original plan was to just put the ribbon on the back to like hold her bows on there, but it just looked a little too plain, like it just needed embellished a little bit with something. I mean, she's a girly girl and she's just a cutie pie, so I wanted it to be a little more dressy than just putting the ribbon on the back. So I make this cute little bow. It's just a simple bow. I'm sorry I didn't film that part. I just started whipping it together. They're really easy to do. And then I proceed to stapling the ribbon onto the back. This is where my little miniature clothespins are going to go to hold the bows on. So I stapled those on each side, but the staple gun would not work on the pieces in the middle. It was too thin. So I decided to hot glue those. And then here's a couple of cute little bows that I got her to go along with the gift. And this turned out absolutely adorable. Okay, and last up was Miss Briley's cute little jewelry box, vanity makeup station. I don't know what she's going to want to call this, but that's what we're going to work on now. This thing was just so sweet, and when I saw it, I thought of her because she loves to pretend like she's putting makeup on, putting her jewelry on. I only paid $1.99 for this at Salvation Army here recently, and I thought of her the moment that I saw it because she is such a girly girl. So what I'm going to do is I want to take the mirror out because I don't want to have to work around that. And I'm going to take the drawer and all out here in just a minute because I'm not going to paint the drawer. First things first, you just want to give it a good wipe down. And I showed you guys that Gorilla Glue because you see that little knob there? It had fell off of the end. So I'm going to have to add some little wood glue to that in just a minute and get that stuck back on there really good. But guys, don't forget to take your price tags off, especially if you're gifting this to someone. Anytime you make something over, please take the price tags off. And then it looks like another little girl must have already had this, and she had like some puff paint or something on there. It's really cute, but it's going to be messing up my paint job. So I had to sand that off just a little bit, and then I felt all the way around because I kept feeling a little bit of bumpiness, like maybe she or whoever had it before. I don't know who had it before, but whoever had it before had like little puff paint all over it. So I'm trying to just sand that and get that really smooth before I proceed to paint. Okay, so I actually thought that I was showing you guys what the name was of the color, and I had to run and go get it because it's not on the front, it's on the side. It's actually called Ballet Slipper, but it's a really pretty like soft pink color, and it matches the little floral that's on the box. Since I'm not painting the drawer and the little knobs on the side, I thought that this color matched that little flower that's on there perfectly because you will see that on the front of the drawer. And not to mention that pink is Briley's favorite color. She is such a girly girl that she will love it. She would be happy if the whole thing was pink. She loves pink. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and start painting this little thing up, and it takes me 2 coats to get good coverage. It's chalk paint, so it does cover pretty well, but over that floral part, it took me 2 coats. Okay, so now I am on to making fun little candle holders for my daughters. These little things I got at a garage sale here about a month or so ago. They were part of a bundle deal, so I might have paid 25-50 cents a piece. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to leave them the color that they are, the wood color, because I do like that wood color, and my daughters both do love farmhouse and vintage farmhouse. They just love the natural wood color also, so I'm going to leave these the color that they are, but I am going to take some of these little spindle things. I don't know what you call them exactly, but I got them off of the side of a little end table that I bought, and I kept them because I knew that I could use them as little legs for some sort of project. And I think, yeah, here I'm showing you right here, this is what I kind of took them off of. They were kind of screwed in like that, and then they were on the side of the table, and so I just took that all apart and kept them because I know I could use them for a project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray paint these. Since I don't want brown on top of brown, I'm going to go spray paint the little legs so that they will be white, and then the little holder, the top part or whatever, will remain brown. Okay, you guys, let me know down in the comments which one of my projects is your favorite in today's video. I love reading all of your comments and seeing what you guys come up with. I just think it is so fun. Have you ever gifted someone a thrifted item, or have you ever received a thrifted item as a gift? Let me know down in the comments. That is so fun. You guys, and if you will, just take a few minutes and like this video, comment, and share my video with your friends and family. It really does help my channel out tremendously if you do those things. Okay, you guys, I hope that y'all enjoyed today's video. These thrift flips are so much fun, and I know that they are not perfect, but my grandkids are going to absolutely love them because their Mimi made them. I hope that it inspires you to think outside of the department store. Get out to your thrift stores if you can. If you can't, find something in your home that you're not using or you don't want anymore. Maybe you can upcycle it, you can make it over and gift it to someone. Those to me are so special when you take the time to thrift something or upcycle something and make it into something else for someone. You took the time to think about them, to really put thought and pick out paint colors, all those little things. They really, really matter to people. You do not have to spend a lot of money to give gifts. You just have to get creative, and you just have to put a little work in sometimes. You guys, I hope that y'all have a wonderful week. We love y'all, and we will see you back here Friday with a brand new thrifting video.